Hey, what's up? It's Wilder of the Justice Sovereigns here for IPA Minor Week 2. We are facing Dawson of the Philadelphia Beautiflyers. His team should be in the bottom right. He has Zygarde 50%, Tapabulu, Heatran, Reuniclus, Heliolisk, Napoleon, Umbreon, Hitmonlee, and Torrent Greninja. And we are using the same team we had last week. I'll make another video if I can about any updates we may make in later weeks. But this battle was really interesting. Well, perhaps interesting isn't the best word. It was 9 turns, but it was unfortunate for one of us, and I'll get into that later. So this is my prep for this week. We have Mega Mawile, Superior, Vaporeon, Crobat, Latias, and Tyranitar. Our first Pokemon that I chose was Mega Mawile, just because it's what makes me not lose to Zygarde. It doesn't really take 1,000 arrows that well, but with Intimidate, when it Mega Evolves, it can definitely chunk it if I need an emergency check to it. Zygarde does really well against my team, so what I'm hoping to do is to weaken it with the majority of my mons, such as Vaporeon and Latias, as you'll see later. This Pokemon has running Thunder Punch to hit Greninja super effectively, because Greninja's also been a problem to my team. And we're running Knockoff, it punishes Reuniclus really well. And Substitute, mainly because I didn't really have a reason to run any other move, and it catches Pokemon and switches really well. We're running enough speed to outspeed uninvested Heatran, in case that comes. I kind of doubt it will, but we kind of want speed anyway. It also outspeeds uninvested Bulu by extension, which is really nice. Next, we have Superior. We're running a bit of a different set than we did last week. We're not running much special attack investment. We're trying to go for more of a sweep this time. Heatran was a bit of a problem, so I decided to run Hidden Power Ground, because it doesn't do as much damage at first, but if we can get rolling, it will OHKO most Heatran variants at +6. Synthesis helps to keep recovery up and make sure Superior stays healthy so we can muscle past his team. And Substitute protects against status and will give us a one-time kind of method to avoid damage against stuff like Tapabulu, which may be coming in. And next we have Vaporeon. We're running Heal Bell this time because I didn't run Heal Bell last time and it kind of destroyed me, and I don't want to get toxic. And getting stuff like Thunder Wave from things like the Heliolisk will be really bad, especially for Crobat, Latias, Superior. All three of those really don't like it, although Superior is running Substitute, so that'll be better. We aren't running Ice Beam, although I'd love to. We don't really have much room on this set 4. We're running Standard Wish, Scald, and Toxic. We're running a physically defensive set to better handle things like Zygarde and Hitmonlee. Next up, my pride and glory, although maybe not as much as some people might expect, is my Crobat set running Darkium Z Dark Pulse to handle Reuniclus. It is running Nasty Plot and Air Slash and Roost for some reliable recovery, although I don't think I'll be needing to use Roost that much. We're running enough speed to outspeed Timid or Jolly or Naive or whatever max speed Greninja. And we're running Infiltrator so we can get past Substitute. This is another way of handling Zygarde if we say it tries to go for a Substitute because it expects us to switch into something like Vaporeon, and the Zygarde clicks Substitute, and then we can obliterate it with a Z Dark Pulse. Next up is my Latias set, just sort of enough standard offensive Defogger because I'm not running Entry Hazard Removal and Donphan, because Donphan doesn't do that well in this matchup, especially with Bulu hanging around. We are running, and Crobat isn't running Defog either, so we kind of needed to run Defog, but I didn't want to be too passive. So we're running not very much special attack investment. We're not completely focused on attacking, but Bolt Beam hits a lot of his team. He doesn't really have anything that takes Bolt Beam that well, or Reuniclus, and we have a lot of answers for Reuniclus on our team, such as doing a Mega Mawile, and Tyranitar does really well against Reuniclus. We just have to get the switches right. Roost for reliable recovery. Reliable recovery is going to be our key in this battle, hopefully, at least. And that's pretty much it. We're running max speed to get the jump on Heliolisk, and etc. And yeah, and my final set is Assault Vest Special Tyranitar. This is kind of an interesting set. It does really, really well against Reuniclus. So if he decides to bring Reuniclus, we have both Dark Pulse to do a lot of damage if it chooses to stay in, and Pursuit to do a lot of damage if it chooses to stay out. But we also handle Zygarde really well. Not much on the receiving end. We do take a lot of damage from Thousand Arrows, but we do secure the Oko with Ice Beam. Earth Power hits Heatran even in grassy terrain because Earth Power isn't weakened. And Tyranitar also deals with Heatran really well, even if it's running something like Flash Cannon or Earth Power, because of our Assault Vest and the boost from Sand. This also handles things like Heliolisk, and Heliolisk takes a decent chunk for Pursuit as well. So that will be our key here. We're running a Quiet Nature. We're not running 0 Speed IVs, mainly because I don't feel like he'd bring Trick Room since we're bringing Mega Wow. Because if he were to set up Trick Room from a Mega Wow, that'd be great. I'd shred through his team and it would be a 6-0. Well, maybe not exactly a 6-0, but it would be a decent sweep if he were to bring Trick Room against us, which I kind of doubt he will because of the Mega Wow. So I didn't really want to run any negative natures into any of my other stats, and we didn't really need speed to outspeed anything because we're going to end up outspeeding Reuniclus anyway, almost guaranteed, and I don't really care about outspeeding Umbreon. So yeah, that's our team for this battle. I'm hoping that this battle will go well, especially since we had a loss week 1. I'm just not realizing I forgot to add the genders to these Pokemon, so they might be a bit off in the battle. But yeah, I'll see you in the battle. Alright, this is the battle. He didn't end up bringing Reuniclus, which is really good for us. It's actually really bad for us because our entire team does very well against Reuniclus for the most part, except for things like Latias and to an extent Vaporeon. But he did end up bringing Zygarde, which will be a problem for us in this match, probably, since our whole team really doesn't like Zygarde, bar possibly Tyranitar if it doesn't eat 1,000 arrows, so, since nothing resists 1,000 arrows besides Superior. And Superior is going to be really vital to this matchup, even with Heatran there. If we can get set up and he doesn't bring in Heatran, that'll be really beneficial for us. So this is the battle. I decided to lead off Superior while he leads off Heatran. I didn't really have a problem with leading Superior because the 2 leads I saw him bringing out were Greninja and Heliolisk, and Superior dealt with both of those pretty well. Of course, the Greninja's Torrent, so I can't just Ice Beam or Gunk Shot us and Oko us. It'll do a lot, but it definitely won't do enough to Oko us while we can retaliate with the Leaf Storm and Oko the Greninja back. So he does lead Heatran, which is probably a smart play from him. He was probably expecting us to lead something else, possibly Mega Mawile, possibly Latias, but we did end up leading Superior. So he decides to go into the Tapu Bulu, which I didn't really expect, because I thought Heatran dealt with Superior well enough. Maybe he was fearing the hidden power ground, or maybe he was just scouting for it. But we decided to go for the safe play and just click Substitute, because I highly doubt he was staying in. If he was Scarf Heatran, that was great prep on his part, and I would have just almost completely lost to Superior there. But I did end up clicking Substitute, which was kind of a bit of a ballsy play on my part, but not really. But unless he was Scarf Heatran, it was a safe play all around. So we get a bunch of recovery. We Leaf Storm to try to boost up. He's prepared to sweep through his team. Ooh, he misses the Mega Horn. That's really unfortunate for him. Now we have a sub and we're +2. So I don't really see a way that he can really deal with us unless he gets some lucky crits later on. So we do end up leading Leaf Storm again. And thanks to our minimal special attack investment, it does not finish him, so we're able to get off another Leaf Storm so we can get to +4, +6 as opposed to +4. And now we are at +6. We don't have the sub, but that's okay. He does end up going into Greninja as I expect. I highly doubted he was banded, so we are able to finish it with the grassy terrain boosted Leaf Storm. We are +6, and really nothing can really stop us now. Unfortunately for our good old buddy Dawson, Extreme Speed's doing negligible damage. We can Oko everything, so long as we don't miss the Leaf Storm, we'll be fine. Which I kind of doubt will happen. Hidden Power Ground happens, stuff happens. Oh my god, this battle's so sad. Just that one Mega Horn miss really dealt him in. Leaf Storm finishes the rest of his team. That is a 6-0 for us. and that puts us at 1-1 plus 5 differential, which is the best differential I can have at +1. Well, 1, excuse me. So I believe that puts us at 6th place out of 16 in the league, which is really good for us. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't expecting that we'd do this well in the league, and I'm glad that even though it was a bit of a fluke, we were able to pull through and finish strong for the first 2 weeks. And yeah, that's me right now for IPA week 2. We're facing Toaster next week. For week 3, I don't remember his team name off the top of my head. I'll probably put it somewhere. But his team is pretty scary. He's a bit on the lower end on the league standings right now, but I've seen him play. He's a pretty competent battler, so I look forward to that match. The team matchup's really interesting, but I'll talk more about that next week. So I will see you guys in the next episode.